broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Why, hello, all of you Todrick Hall fans. Welcome to the AFTERBUZZ TV recap of MTV's Todrick. I am your host, Tony Moore, and I am joined by my wonderful co-host. We have...
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Nino.
And we have some very, very special guests in the house. We have the one and only Mr. Todrick Hall is here.
Hello.
Yay! We also have other members of Team Toddy. We have the snatchest face of all.
Okay.
In the land. in the Neverland.
It's Chester, what's good, yo?
And of course, our favorite panelist here. She is always holding it down here with us. We have...
ThurZday.
That's right.
That's our honorary
ThurZday
co-host.
with the Z.
With the Z, the capital Z. Can't forget it.
All right, so let's get right into this. Final episode.
That's it. That's all she
It's
wrote.
crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I feel
How
like
about
we just
more?
started this yesterday.
Yeah.
And now...
It felt like at the beginning, oh my gosh, we have so long. I can't believe this is going to be happening every week for 2 months because I'm not used to being on television. So when I'm on television for one night, that's like a momentous occasion to be documented in my yearbook. But for us to have a show every week for 8 weeks was going to be like phenomenal. And now it seemed like it's zoomed by.
It really did. But it's been filled with so many wonderful moments and so many incredible videos that I always commend Team Toddy because I don't know how y'all do it, but y'all pull it together. It's like you wake up and you're like, I had this thought, this dream idea, here we go. And they go, got it. And then it happens.
Well, I love that you know from personal experience how fast and how quickly we do turn these videos around
Yes.
because every single day, even though people watch the show, every interview that I do, they ask how long does it really take, as if what they're seeing on television is like a made-up like Disney Channel version of what our life really is. And I'm like, no, that really is how fast we did it.
It really is.
And so when I'm watching your recaps, I'm like, I'm just excited that Tony has been there and experienced.
Yes.
I mean, you the other day saw a message on my Facebook and then came to the house an hour later and you'd already missed the opportunity. It was
I sure
that
did.
fast.
That's how fast. Let me tell you, like I've experienced what y'all did because I saw the message and I was like, I gotta go. And next thing you know, I was throwing every costume I had in the car. I went and picked up another friend, got to the house, and Todrick was like, hey, and I'm like, hey, we was just here. We must have missed it. But we just gonna support. But it happens like that.
Yeah, I
quick
had
and that
already
fast.
forgotten by the time y'all got there that I ever even posted that. We were like, that's just, people. It's crazy that people got there fast enough though to be in the scene.
Listen, when Todrick calls, it's like a bat phone. It's like you see the little Toddy in the sky, and you're like, what? And then you just gotta
You just gotta be ready
because you'll miss your life.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Peter Perry. This whimsical, magical, wonderful combination of your love of Peter Pan and Katy Perry.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I always sit and watch the beginning parts of these meetings, and I'm like, did this come to him in a dream where he's like, I dreamt this, and now we're gonna do it? Like, where do these ideas just come from?
They come from all different places, Tony. I will just be driving in the car and I'll see a billboard and I'll be like, Jess, look at those shoes. Wouldn't that be cool if we did this? And oh my gosh, it could be Wizard of Oz themed if they were red. And what if we could get Sean to make it red in After Effects?
Yes.
And then before we know it, by the time we get home, I'm like, everybody needs to be at the house in an hour because we got a video to shoot. And the people that are making the music are like, okay, so what is this going to be? I'm like, don't worry about it. Just give me some beats. I'll record the song. You work on the track while we're shooting the video. We're shooting a video sometimes to a track that's not even
Existent.
That's crazy.
I'm like, but the BPMs are the same, so we just need to click, and we're gonna choreograph to this. And
it's first of all, the whole concept to me, I was like, okay, like I'm always intrigued by the concept, and I always can't wait to see like the final product because I don't know, sometimes the things that I think in my head don't come out into fruition. So I'm inspired by you, so in hopes that maybe one day my little thoughts will come together too. One day. One day.
I'm tweeting to tell people to watch this. I'm not being rude.
Oh, no,
you're
it's
good,
fine.
you're good.
Because sometimes
Our
I'm over
chat
here
too.
trying to talk to people, too. So if you guys are watching live, we're having internet issues. So I'm trying my best to get it up because I know that you toddlers are in there, like, wanting to ask questions and all that kind of stuff. So.
And if we're squinting, we're trying to read what you're saying. I see ThurZday.
Exactly.
I see Chester.
Oh, there
I
we
see
go. We got the grandma
Yay.
font. I love
Toddy.
it.
Ooh, can I
There we
look?
go.
Yes, there it is.
Zoom in.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
She's
So
huge.
we have Bree Hunter
Y'all
that
talking.
says, "Hey Toddy and Chester." We have JC,
Yes.
Toddy Chester,
JC Lugo.
yeah.
I know JC Lugo.
Who else is that? Is that Anna? Anna says, "What was your favorite episode to film?"
My favorite episode to film was probably, I don't know, that's just so hard.
There's so many.
So hard.
For so many different reasons, like being able to see my family, and for Chester and my LA family to get to meet my family. Haters was fun to actually be there, but that video was not necessarily my favorite video to film. I would say Peter Perry is probably my
Yeah.
favorite
Yeah.
video
Yeah.
to film because I love playing characters, and I would have loved to do more videos like this, but MTV thought it was a little bit too whimsical for us, like to be every week a different fairy tale, which I understand where they're coming from, but
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite to film.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun on Epic Love too, just because there were so many characters, and even though that was really hectic and stressful, and we were running around on a time crunch, it was still really cool to see everyone get to play their part and to be
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
huge set.
I loved Epic Love. I have a question for you because we talked about Texas just a second ago.
Okay.
Have you always just had a mind that was just like go 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 go? 'Cause
Always.
You directed a musical when you were 13. Right?
Yes. I directed a ballet when I was 12 or 13, and then I started writing my own original musicals when I was 13. First of all, I just have to say a shout out to Michaela Z because she's amazing,
Yes.
and she is awesome, and she's watching right now. Michaela, I love the mess out of you, and I can't
Yes.
wait to see you again because I think we've met her before, but she wasn't the Michaela Z that she is now when we met her before. But
She's transformed.
I have the she's a transformer for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, my life has always been go, go, go. I enrolled myself in dance class when I was 8. Like, I was the person that called the dance studio, got all the information, what shoes I needed, what time I needed to be there, and handed it to my mom. I was like, cannot be late. I've already applied for a scholarship. I've done this. Like, all that. And so all my mom had to do was just get me in the car and drive me there.
Yeah.
And at that point, gas was 89 cents. So it was a different world, people.
Oh, you know what? I remember those days where, like, you didn't ask somebody for gas money. You didn't mind driving because gas was only 89 cents. What's 89 cents for a gallon?
Listen, that would be a miracle.
Yes.
Yes.
Jinx.
So in Peter Perry, you gave out some parts to some people.
Yes.
Miss Carly Craig, follow her on Instagram.
She's gonna definitely love that. Please follow Carly Craig. You guys don't understand how much that will just really tickle her fancy.
Oh my god! But she gets to play Tinkerbell, which I thought she made a cute Tinkerbell.
She was perfect for the role, even though we were gonna be shrinking her in After Effects anyway, so it didn't matter. It could have been a 7-foot tall Tinkerbell, but Carly is our own like Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
She always is working so hard, and I honestly thought she'd be excited, but I didn't realize she would cry like she did on the episode.
She was so grateful.
Right, because she got to
It was-
sing. That
yeah.
people heard her. She had a little moment up there.
It was a real Hollywood moment for her.
Yeah.
Was.
Yeah.
She was Katy Perry for a second.
Yeah.
For a little bit, she was feeling herself up there.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was
Yes.
like she was giving you arms, she was giving you face, she was living up there.
loving her life.
And then Kaylee,
Get him, Katy.
I always,
Kaylee Cakes.
Yes.
Kaylee Cakes was
Miss that body though, it's just
That booty
snatched.
though, those abs though,
I was
those
like,
cheekbones though.
yes. I was like, listen, if Columbus had found her, they would have said, never mind, you can keep this land just for that body. Like, we're good. We're just gonna travel somewhere else.
It's a lot of them
You
that
do
got
it.
snatched. But
Right? See, I can't do that. I drive by Popeyes too much. And then Miss Crocodile.
oh Lord.
I was like, yes for the crocodile outfit. You worked that crocodile though.
You know, I was actually just turned to be one of the Native American ladies because it was the closest I ever was gonna get to Pocahontas.
Yeah.
So
The backstory on that is that ThurZday's been trying to get me to do a Pocahontas themed video for the longest time, and I just haven't done it because of all the Disney movies. No shade to Pocahontas. That was just, I was boycotting it, I think, because Alan Menken didn't write those songs, did he?
True. I don't think so.
Yeah, and whenever they changed it after Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, And when they went to Lion King, I said, I'm going to give Elton John this one because I loved The Lion King.
Yeah.
Yes.
But whenever it got to Pocahontas, I was like, Disney, y'all are trying it. You're trying it. There's not enough songs. There's like, I don't know. It just wasn't
No Colors of the Wind. No.
it was all right, but
Just
it
Around the
wasn't.
River Band?
It wasn't part of your world. It wasn't a whole new world. It wasn't.
Okay,
It,
okay, y'all
It wasn't
can't
Be
keep
Our
doing
Guest.
this to me, okay?
I'm sorry. It
So
just
you got your
wasn't.
Pocahontas for a quick
Yes,
second.
for a quick second, but then
Yes.
I got to do the gator life or the alligator,
Yeah.
crocodile.
Yeah.
Crocodile.
So it was worth it.
I was, and then when you were like, "Oh, is it gonna fit?" Because there's a lot back there. I was like, I understand. Because whenever I get fit into a costume, I need every stitch of fabric possible. I can't be a tiger lily for
Do you
nobody.
have just cakes galore?
I mean, I got a little bit.
Because you're always hiding it a little bit. You're like
But did
wearing.
you see his Instagram though when he went to that twerk out
Oh.
class?
Oh, you just tried my
Oh,
entire
I
life.
totally did, but it's
Oh.
public, so I just gotta say
So
it.
we
Right?
got some investigations
Okay.
to
So
do.
she's a freak in the
Yeah, I
streets.
saw you.
Listen, I am not sure what's back there entirely, but folks say that it's nice. So I got a tootie booty. That's what I call it.
Okay,
It's just
tootie
enough.
booty.
It's just enough. It's not like you can put your drink on it, but like you can put like a candle on it.
Got it.
Just like a
Okay.
little,
It's like an end table.
yeah,
rather
it's
than
just
a
like
dining room.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
like
I can
Makes sense.
appreciate that.
like a nightstand. You don't put too much on it. You just a little bit like a book.
Got it.
Your glasses, just put those on there.
A Bible.
Won't he do it?
That's what you need on your nightstand as a Bible.
Let the church say amen.
Unless we've checked in.
Now, here we go with Team Toddy. They're on the mission to find all the stuff that you need for Peter Perry. And first off, they tried to find a live alligator for you at first, and I fell out because Kaylee was like, "They have to be okay with twerking," and then they were like, "No, that's not gonna work. We need our appendages." I was like, "Yes." I was like, "Listen, you twerk too hard, and that alligator snatch you up. You ain't gonna
Right.
have no cakes
Yeah.
to shake no more."
Yeah, we honestly thought we were going to be able to get the crocodile, but it was just way too complicated. And they had issues on MTV with the snake that bit someone. It was like a public thing.
Yeah.
When Nicki Minaj was performing Anaconda, not this past BMAs, but the year before. And so they were like, it's just a little too risky. I mean, if that much happened with a snake, what are we going to do if a crocodile attacks?
Yeah.
I was like, it'll be good TV, but I understand your point. And so we resorted to our second option, which was a great option.
It was a wonderful option.
And ThurZday killed it.
Yeah.
I was so scared. I'm claustrophobic, so I was in that suit like freaking out because you can't really move your neck.
Yeah.
You literally have the cloth like right on your nose and stuff, and I was like, I gotta push through for Todrick, but Lord knows I'm about to have a mental breakdown in here.
So that explains the when you came up out and you fell out. I was like, it must be hot because I understand I was a mascot in college, so I was like, it must be hot and sweaty. But you were
I was
claustrophobic.
freaking out so bad. I was crying. There was one moment that they didn't show where I had to take the head off because I was like, I can't breathe. Somebody get it off of me.
Oh, see, that's when you need one of them little green Bibles and you just put it right here close to you, so that way you'll be okay. The Lord will be with you.
Amen.
Won't he do it? And then you were able to get the Pirates Adventure boat from the show, which that's amazing.
That really is amazing. Shout out to Brenda Castillo Salas. Sorry, she's been married. She's been working there for a long time, and I've gone to see the show a bunch of times. And when I thought of this idea, which I'd been thinking about this for a while before we started filming, I always knew that if I were able to do anything pirate themed, I would definitely want to go there. And luckily, they were available for us. So
that's
I was really happy.
Yes,
because that's a really difficult location to find, especially an indoor venue where we could shoot during the day but give it that dramatic nighttime feel. A lot of the places were like you can film during the day, but it wasn't going to give us that epic we're reaching the end of the night, like the smoke is up and the lighting. It would have just not been the same. So thank God that they were available and let us come in and play.
Do they have water?
Yes.
Is that where
All
you fell
around.
in? Oh, okay. Because when it went to the water shot, I was like, ooh, where they do that at? Do they have water?
Yeah, they do, and they have this really cool low-laying dry ice fog that hovers over all the water, which is so dope, and they threw that in for free. So
Go ahead.
Nice. Okay, Pirates, y'all make sure y'all go support them because they made that epic for y'all. I live for that.
And you got other
Free
things
fog.
for free too, though.
Yes.
You got the nursery set for free too.
Yeah,
along
well-
with costumes.
Exactly. Well, Kathy Rigby is the bomb.
Yes.
And she, obviously, for anybody who's, I know, Chester, let's take a moment of
Chester's
silence.
Beyonce.
For a moment of silence for Kathy Rigby. She has been supporting me for a really long time, and I always knew she had those sets, and I had already preliminarily asked her like a couple years ago if I happen to do a Peter Pan theme, something, can I use them? And she was like, yeah. But people always say, we're in Hollywood.
Right.
When you come to collect, all of a sudden they're busy.
Their phone don't work.
Their phone don't work.
They don't text back.
Their voicemail box is full. Full.
And then they send you the voicemail.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's full.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
But she answered immediately in one call and like donated the costumes to us, and it was, everything just fell into place on this last episode. Yeah. I'm just so proud of this video.
Now, one thing, I don't know if I misheard this or if anybody else caught this, but when you were talking to her on the phone and you were explaining something to her, did she say hold on, but then she kept talking, or was that just me?
I don't know. I honestly
don't know.
I don't remember it that well.
See, maybe it was just me, because I rewound it a few times. I was like, it sounded like she said hold on, but Todrick just kept talking.
I would be surprised.
Don't worry about these costumes. And I was like, she was like, hold on, and you're like, yeah, so we need the costumes in the nursery. And she's like, oh yeah, that's fine. I was like, wait, did she say hold on?
He's on a mission, baby.
Yeah,
all the time.
Maybe it was just me, but poor Chester. Every week, the treasury. Chester's like, we only got $6 in this bank account, and yet we're trying to make the most epic video of all.
It's really true. I mean, thank God people are so nice to us, because I mean, the favors that we have to call in. If you were to look in my call log and saw all the people that we have to ask before we get,
and all the no's we get before we get a yes.
Yes. It's just crazy, but he is literally the Pied Piper, and he will have this way, like he puts on this charm juice, and everyone is just like enthralled. He'll say anything. He'll be like, actually, tomorrow I want the sky to be pink. So can you do that?
And somebody be like,
yeah,
absolutely.
We'll make it happen. Actually, thank you for asking us. Like, they're grateful. So you know what I mean? It's crazy that things just fall into place.
That's really good. But Chester, I still feel like you have like a different Google search than normal people do, because you're able to find things like really good. So I feel like Google has opened up a special window, like a
you have another server that we don't know
it's
about.
Craigslist.
Yeah. It's like, you know how In-N-Out has like the secret menu? There's a secret like Google search, and it just says Chester, and you input like the secret thing, and it opens up, and you can find out whatever.
There's some
But
extra.
I would
O's
just
in
like
there.
to put a disclaimer out there, okay? Because while I love Chester, if you need to find something practical, you have to ask Carly to do it. Because Chester, if I need a camel with 3 humps, he's your man. He will find a way to find it. But one time we were doing a photo shoot, and I needed some boxing gloves.
You do what?
A pair of boxing gloves. And Chester was freaking out, sweating. He came to me. He was like, Todrick, I've called over 70 numbers and I cannot find any boxing gloves. And I said, did you call a boxing supply store? And he said, he didn't even, the idea of calling boxing supplies would not, I mean,
I called everywhere. I called thrift stores. I called prop houses. I
costume
called
shops.
Yes, everywhere. And I was like, why doesn't anyone have a boxing glove?
Sporting goods store? I mean, that was my first thought. Like, Big Five.
I was literally standing next to a boxing supply store when I called him.
And he was right next to a boxing supply store. Just the sign there, blinking red lights, and he didn't.
It's not his fault. He's a theater kid.
I'm a theater kid.
Is it? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Same
But
parents.
you're in touch with everything else. Like, I just feel like Chester came out the womb with like a cape.
Too many sparkles. Yeah.
But he works so hard, though. Everybody on the team works hard, but especially, well, I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
This one right here, she is the person you will leave, and she might show up late to something. But if you leave the garage and it's in a disarray and you come back a few hours later, this one will stay up all night. She will be sweating, lifting boxes. She's not afraid of hard labor. She will lift this entire table up by herself and glue it to the ceiling if you need her to.
Yes. Come on, See, you have to call me a pointer sister, because I would have walked in and said, this desk needs to go on that wall, and then I would have just stood there like, who's gonna do it?
No, she'll find a way. She is lazy as she is not. Okay, she will work her butt off. Like everybody in the group will, but she's the one. If I needed someone, I wouldn't go to any of the boys to ask them to pick up something,
because she won't.
It will fall on his poor head.
Not these
these sickening limbs.
These wisps.
They so tender.
Yeah, sorry.
I get it. Another fun moment. I always like the moments that you guys have. And this moment was at the gymnastics center.
Go ahead, get your tumble on.
Now, Todrick, kudos to you. You know, the backflips and stuff are still cute and everything.
Thank you.
Chester.
How's your back?
I'm still recovering.
Are you?
Many chiropractor visits later, and we're still trying to get my vertebrae back in line.
It was like Chester was just like, did I do it?
It was a setup because instead of like flipping, like you saw how far away that thing was, and they were like flip back, and so I was like, I have to like flip back, and I just kept hitting the thing, and they didn't show it, but I ate it like 100 more times. But eventually, I kind of like halfway sort of got it.
Yeah, they played you a little bit because in the previous edit that we had, they showed me spotting Chester, and he was like almost getting it on his own.
Without the thing, the ball of doom.
That ball of doom was a set.
It was a setup.
Well, aren't you supposed to only bridge over that? Like, that's supposed to help you, like, start bridging and then you start spotting?
Well, in theory, you're supposed to jump back. You're supposed to make your back handsprings long, and a lot of times people jump up and over, and it looks like a slinky almost. And that they try to use that ball of doom to make sure that you're not doing that, because in the long run, that is like more damaging to your back and your vertebrae than
I would know.
making long back handsprings. But yeah, Chester, that was really funny. I wanted him to do that because Chester has big dreams of being a Broadway performer, and now these days it's not enough for you to sing, dance, and act. You have to be able to tumble, juggle fire, breathe fire.
Yeah.
I mean,
use Craigslist really well. I've got these skills now, but tumbling was just not something that I had acquired yet, and still have not. To be clear, yeah.
We'll go together.
Someone says Chester is fabulous anyway.
Thank you guys.
See, not I, because I feel like as a 6'2", like some pounds guy, I just cannot get all of this over one's head. I can't do that.
Don't say that though, because I actually learned how to do back handsprings from my dad, who is 6'2", and he was a football player and a basketball player his whole life. You've seen my dad.
Yeah.
He's huge.
He's a huge guy, and he's the one that taught me how to do a back handspring. It's really all mental, and it's like a fear thing.
It
And
is
she's
fear.
afraid.
Within reason.
I kept
too.
landing on my head, so
See?
I'm kind of like over that.
That's when you're just like,
But
you
were
know
you
what?
scared?
No, I was actually going front. I'm like, yeah, I can do cartwheels and roundhouse. I can do this, and then I just kept landing on my head. I'm like, what are y'all here for? Can you spot me? Like,
Not I, said the cat. I'm just gonna stay these 2 feet on the ground. I may give you one little slight cartwheel, but that's about
Or a
it.
mean forward roll.
Yes.
Well, I can do that. Mm-hmm.
that, yeah, you can do that.
I can do that.
Stay close to the ground, not off the ground.
All right, so we now get to the filming of the video, and you have Dante Basco.
Get him,
who plays
Dante. Shout out to you,
Rufio.
Dante.
Yes.
I was like, come on, Rufio.
You know him?
Yeah, he's in New York right now, actually.
Oh, cool.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, we should call him. No, he's in New York.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good old Dante. I thought it was so important for him to be in this episode, and a lot of people were concerned that the people that are in the target demographic that are watching MTV wouldn't know who Rufio is because of Hook and it being like an older movie, but because of like Robin Williams' untimely passing, the movie like had like
A resurgence.
a
almost.
resurgence.
Yeah.
Yeah, people started rewatching it, and there's like I was about to say that, and I was like, let me not get clocked on TV already. I was like, resurgence is.
Resurgence? What is that? Because I was like dictionary.
.com.
And then you also had Madison Beer. As well, and she was also in Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, she was.
Yes.
And she has the most snatchedest face in the world.
Yes.
Those eyes and that face is just priceless. But she also has a great voice. And I think that this video, honestly, shows off her voice more than anything that I've ever seen her do. Like, we were all amazed sitting in the room when she was singing. We were like, you should sing like this more. I mean, it really shows how great of an artist she is. And, like, I don't want to just say a singer because she's a great artist. Like, she took liberties and made the song her own.
Yeah.
Which is difficult to do with such a popular Katy Perry song you've heard so many times. Sometimes it's difficult for an artist to reimagine the song or sing it different or do a different harmony or different riff or run. And she was like at no loss for different options. I mean, she sang the song 20 different ways, and we had to choose which babies to kill at a certain point. We were like, they're all so amazing that we had to choose which one was the most amazing. So,
well, she was amazing, and she looked beautiful as Wendy. I was like, you better, and like the whole like night glow, and she was like peaks. I was like, okay, you better have the face. Like she just woke up and just snatched boots.
Yes.
I was
Just
like, all
youthful.
right. Now, now, had you done the black version, if Peter Pan come busting through my window, somebody's getting clocked.
Yeah.
Antoine
do that.
Dotson style. That's what it's talking about. Band Intruders, the musical.
I know.
Now we get to the filming of Roar with Tiger Lily, and you realize like the choreography is just not where you want it to be.
Yeah.
And then you go into your wilderness and recap and then come back out. Like, what was your thought then? Because I know that there's so much going on. You're on a time crunch. You're having to get things done. Like, take us back to that moment and what was going through your head.
Well, what had happened was...
what had happened?
This is the thing. Sometimes when you're doing choreography and you start and you are rehearsing, because we're in the woods and we didn't have the music on repeat. Yeah. And so sometimes you start... There's no way that we have like an inner metronome that's going to be accurate. So we kept rehearsing it, and I guess our just excitement started like pushing the BPMs, and we were rehearsing at a much faster pace than the music actually was. So once we got the number all staged and stuff, and we added the music, and we started moving so slow, I was like, this is not it.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, if with the editing and stuff, it may have still looked good, but it just looked very elementary. It looked like we created it for kids that were like in a level 1, like beginning jazz musical theater class to do this choreography. And I was like, well, no, we've waited way too long. We're out here freezing. There's fire. We have these beat costumes, beat makeup. And I always get nervous to come back out to my crew and be like, I know that we've been here forever, but we're going to have to start
As if
over.
we're going to quit after all of this.
Right.
No one's going to leave because they're already in hair and makeup, but people always get there and they're like, I really have to leave at 8 o'clock. And then 8 o'clock is there and they're like, you know what? I just canceled my plans at this time. Because I'm not going to leave you guys, but I'm going to try in 2016 to not be bullying people into staying on set for my videos, because I've made quite a few celebrities feel obligated to stay on set at that point. But luckily everybody was down and thought that it was necessary, and I think that they low-key felt the same way. It just wasn't as difficult looking as it needed to be. It doesn't have to be difficult, but it needs to look intricate and interesting on camera. When you're asking people, the format for YouTube is normally 1.5 minutes to 2.5 minutes long of someone sitting in a room. So when you're asking someone to commit to 6 minutes, every single scene that's introduced needs to be like really cool. And in my inner dialogue, I was thinking, well, we just finished going from this amazing nursery set to this amazing flying scene, and then we had Dante Basco and all the Lost Boys tumbling in the colors and like all the paint and the food and stuff, and now to go to a nighttime scene with drab colors with the Lost Boys and the Indians who are all in brown and muted earth tones. It just... If the choreography is whack, they're not even going to get to the next scene.
Like,
and I was not having that because I already knew that Captain Hook was going to be the most snatched.
That is my scene.
And things got really gag-atrocious when they got to the last scene. But we had to get the people there, and I was just a little bit nervous. People weren't going to see my Beyonce-inspired Captain Hook and my Swarovski crystal hook.
Speaking of Hook, since you brought it up, when the camera panned and you turned around, I was like,
intended, the camera panned.
The camera panned.
I see what you did there.
I was like, okay, Todrick, you are giving, if Beyonce was playing Hook in the live version on NBC, this is what she would look like.
Exactly.
We actually put together like this brown and blonde wig, 2 different wigs, but the one wig was from Popstar High and it was Beyonce's wig, so that was kind of funny.
I was like, everyone is snatched. And then, of course, Miss Chester.
Miss Me over here.
Did I make you walk the plank? Did you get scurvy?
I lived like that whole scene was just like, I was like, I lived for it because everyone looked so good. So good. It was such a fun, it looked like a fun scene to do.
We had so much fun doing that scene. I was living my life. I was so excited. And I've always wanted to play Captain Hook and Peter Pan. So the fact that I got to do both of them in that scene was awesome. And I had a bunch of gorgeous men around me. Yeah. I was trying to woo Jesse, who is now my boyfriend, but he was there. And I don't know why that was the way I chose to woo him. And I'm surprised that he's even still here, but it was just such a fun day and such a fun experience. And it felt right. It felt like the energy on set felt like, oh, this is going to look so amazing.
Yeah.
But you worked to the T, too, because Kaylee was getting her makeup done, or her hair done, and she was still putting the crystals on your hook. I don't know if y'all caught that, but she was like working while she was getting her hair done. Everyone's just working constantly on your stuff. And we talk about this all the time where we say, if you work for Team Toddy, your resume's amazing.
Yes.
You can go anywhere and somebody's
I feel like
hire you.
All you need is your name, your address, your email, and Todrick Hall. And if they don't hire you, then like
they're lame.
Booked. One of the things you don't see in that is that the costume that Todrick is wearing was actually made as she was riding something on that hook, we actually made that costume because it needed to be painted, and all those jewels were glued.
The coat was a different color, and we had rented another coat, but it was like a huge coat, and I was like, this just doesn't feel right. Chester liked the coat, but I was like,
I like a long piece. If it's a cloak, I'm into it.
It was nice, but it wasn't right for what we were doing.
She wasn't snatched.
And it was just big, and I felt like I was in a tent, and I was just like, this is not right. So we painted that outfit. In fact, it was not all the way dry when we were shooting it. Like, people were touching it and it was rubbing off on them, and I said in an earlier cut of the episode, I was like, we got to shoot this fast because the jewels were like glued onto a wet costume, so they were like slipping. It was a hot
the cape
mess.
was just a piece of fabric, safety pins.
And I didn't notice any of that.
I wore that shit like it was worth $1 million.
Rich. And who was you had a double?
Devin Walker was my double.
I thought that was I call her Miss Bookins. Because you see Devin in everything. That thing will pop up somewhere. So his nickname is Miss Bookins. So Miss Bookins, if you watching, that's your shout out.
He will be promoting Meow Mix. He doesn't care what it is. He will just be in there. I'll be like, is that Devin? And he has such a distinct look. You can always tell that's him. But
yes. And so then we had the premiere, which you had a very fairy tale theme for the premiere. Oh, wait, before we go to the premiere, we have to talk about your entrance as Peter Pan through the window. That
you see the eye?
For those of you who might have missed that, Todrick just gave me the face of, you just tried my entire life right now. I thought we were going to be able to skip over that, but me being the wonderful host that I am, we need to talk about it.
Okay.
So, but you did.
You made it happen.
Eventually, like...
Did I?
It's your once a year mistake.
I've never been so frustrated in my life because while it was my one mistake for the year, it was like something that was completely out of my control. Like the people were lifting me, and they kept changing how they were lifting, and I was like, well, let's just do it consistently the same. But if I'm changing and you're changing, then we're both changing, and we're never gonna find the happy medium.
Yeah.
And it was just really difficult because the way the nursery was set up, they couldn't see me.
Yeah.
They couldn't see how they were lifting me, and they had to lift me and put me down. And if they dropped me too much, then I would just fall on the ground. If they didn't drop me enough, it was just like a really difficult thing that it was just like one of those things that you couldn't figure out the science. You just had to do it a million times and hope and pray
that a take would be right.
That it would just be right on both of our sides. And it was really hard. And also the harness lifts you up by your lower back. And so normally a harness would be like on both sides if you were coming into some place. But if something is lifting you by your lower back and throwing you forward, then it's really hard for you to land on your feet. And I was like, this is for the birds. It was a setup. And I had so many carpet burns, and my hands were like bloody, and it was a hot mess. I also got cut doing that sword fight. Remember my whole hand? My whole hand was bleeding that day. I got beat up doing this video for sure.
And he took it like a G.
And we didn't have time to get Band-Aids. They were like, try to get Band-Aids, but we only had like 10 minutes. I was like, it's okay. And I would have to wait until the music started to do my sword fight as Peter Pan. And then I got like a little Band-Aid to do the last Captain Hook, the fall into the water. But us having to go back and forth from Peter Pan to Captain Hook. And remember, oh my gosh, we shot a whole flying scene.
Oh my gosh.
And then realized I didn't have my makeup on. Like my whole green thing for my makeup wasn't even...
And the little red lines.
And the red lines weren't on.
Shut up.
And I was like, the continuity is all off, so we had to go back and reshoot the whole thing. It was a nightmare. I forgot about that too until just this moment. It was crazy.
See, those are the moments that like I wish we could see during the show.
So much for so little time.
Yeah, there's just so many things
We
that
definitely
happen.
Trying to jam pack stuff.
We definitely needed an hour.
We need an hour and a half, to be honest. Like,
We just need the whole network. We need to be a movie for each video.
Todrick, the movie.
Yeah, because all the funny stuff where you get to know the isms of each cast member and stuff aren't really seen on the show because... And they were there in the big cuts that were too beefy, but when they decided what they had to cut out, you have to tell the story first. And with us telling the story, there was just enough time to tell the story. So I'm glad that we still conveyed like semi like accurate version of what it is that we had to do, but we stayed up the whole night making that Peter Pan costume. After the cameras were turned off, we were gluing that costume till 3-4 in the morning. That night I didn't go to sleep at all. Like the nights that we were shooting that, from the night we recorded it all the way until it was done, didn't go to sleep, not one bit.
Oh my goodness, I don't see how you do it, because I like my sleep.
We're gonna get you in a video eventually though, because we've been working on this for a long time.
Real long time, and I have let go of my job in pursuit of my dream, so I'm available.
Well, good, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm a huge advocate for that.
Yes.
Always sitting behind desks doing another job to make money to do their job, but if you go out on that leap of faith, I'm sure you're finding that it was difficult, but you're making it.
I am making it, but trust me, I was sitting behind that desk still working on my dream. And I was getting a check though. I will punch in at 9 and be like, okay, so I got this show coming up and I need to do this and this after show. So so let's do it. Let's figure it out.
I can't wait. There. You too. You're more than welcome.
I'm down.
But listen, you got to be ready though. When you see that Facebook message, you just got to throw stuff in the car.
Run. You run.
You got to keep your heels in the car.
This is why I need to move to North Hollywood.
You need to. You need to. You live all the way in Redondo.
Oh, there's no way. We'd be done shooting the video.
Yeah.
It would be up online.
Yeah.
You should anticipate the night before and be like, Chester, are you shooting anything?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you
Not
know what I
that he
gotta
would
say?
know.
Yeah.
That's how he does your hats. 626-310-323.
Shut up.
Chris, he's imagery. Every time I see you wear it, I'm like,
I wear this hat every day,
Yes.
first of all. And it's so crazy because I was walking around on Melrose. Sorry.
I was with him and he told me he saw you.
I saw him. He gave me a card, and I was like, Chester, we gotta. I kept losing that card, kept finding it, losing it, finding it, losing it, and finally, I was like, I need to find out who makes these hats because I wear this hat every day. I should be the walking like poster child.
Trust me, I was like, listen, your hat was on MTV. You need to contact this dude. You need to contact Todrick like right now. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not just MTV. It's every single time I do any kind of interview. It's on.
I'm pretty sure he has some fresh hats waiting for you.
Okay, well I'm down.
Ship 'em.
Yes.
I'm down. He lives here, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, let's make that happen. We
we
need to
will
make
make it
that
happen.
connection. There was a reason why we were here today.
Shout out to imagery.
Come on, Saints. Come on, AFTERBUZZ.
Ain't he working? Well, ain't God good?
Bringing folks together one hat at a time.
One hat at a time, yes. And then pretty much we have the premiere of Peter Perry, and big shout out to Sean, who always does such a great job.
Phenomenal
Video. Like, bless his heart. Like, I just, sometimes you look at him and you're like, you just need a hug.
Yeah.
You just need a hug because you
And a
just
pillow
all
and some
by
sleep.
yourself, and all his little contraptions and things that he builds to get those shots and stuff. I'm like, just put Todrick on your resume. They'll understand.
Yeah.
They will understand. And I hate that on the show though we only get like clips of the video, but it makes me go watch it on your YouTube channel. So when I watched the full video, I was like, yes, Peter, yes, I'm living for you, Peter Perry. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so glad.
you.
I love this video. I'm so proud of it. And I'm proud of my entire team, and especially Sean.
Yes.
He'd never done visual effects like that ever, like the flying scenes. And when you look at it, you don't notice that he had to take a street and animate the lights that are at the bottom. And then you have to take a sky and animate that. And then you have to take the clouds and animate where they go. It's not just like a
Even
filter.
the chimneys, the little smoke.
Yeah,
Chimney.
the little smoke.
Oh, yeah. He built the houses, the tops of the houses, and then made the chimney smoke effects come out. There's like 8 layers. Before we even open the door, before I even fly into the room, there's like all these layers of things that he has to do to put it together. And when you see it, it's phenomenal. But sometimes I'm guilty of this myself. When I'm watching a movie, I just take it for granted. We're all so used to being like completely inundated with all these amazing visual effects and graphics to the point where we don't even realize that there are people making them anymore. We start to believe that they're real. Sometimes I can't even tell if something is computer animated or if it's
that good.
Yeah, because you definitely couldn't tell. And I would have been one of those people that's like, yeah, you can do that, right? Like, real
Like
quick.
it's nothing.
Like,
Right.
Right.
Yeah, even just the wings, the amount of time it took to animate the wings that were on Carly's back and for them to render, just the wings flapping because they're going at such a rapid pace.
Yeah.
I remember he was like, yeah, it's going to take 8 hours for this shot to render. Just her wings.
Yeah.
Not even putting her on top of the smoke and stuff. And then also putting the pixie dust and the lights around her. It's just so many different elements. And putting shadows there because you don't realize when you're looking at something that there's a shadow that's there. I never realized that. But when you look at it, we were doing a video the other day and I'm like, what's wrong with this? He was like, oh, there's no shadow yet. You would notice those things. And it's just amazing what he has been able to do and how much he's grown and what like he's learned from making these videos in such a short amount of time as well.
That's insane.
Now with the whole season, like what's been y'all's favorite moment just by doing the show and being a part of it? What's been your favorite moment or moments?
Ooh.
Oh my God, there's so many. That's so hard.
You can start naming them.
One of my favorite moments was when Todrick told ThurZday that she had to get in the costume, because we knew about it ahead of time,
right?
And so I was just waiting. I was like, when is he going to tell her? And she didn't know exactly what that meant, exactly what kind of cocoon she was going to have to get in. And when she saw it, it was just so funny seeing this alligator walking around set. That was like heaven to me. It was amazing. If you had
saw how like I was moping around and stuff, like trying to drag it, everyone was laughing at me the whole day.
It was so good.
Oh my goodness. Todrick?
I already know what my favorite moment is. Do you want to go first?
I have no idea what my favorite
You don't know?
There's so many.
It's so many. I think just watching everybody. I have this habit, and I get in trouble for it a lot, where I'll just like be supposed to be doing something, and then I'm watching like the take, and I'm just taken away. So being able to like watch these things happen right in front of my eyes, and be taken away to this fairy tale land before it even gets into post production, I think is like amazing and like surreal.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't have anything specific, but it's just like those moments are everything.
Yeah.
I would say my favorite moment, without a doubt, when you asked me that, I immediately knew what my favorite moment is, and it doesn't have anything to do with these 8 episodes specifically, but when we were shooting the What You Doing on Monday Night video to promote that our show was coming out, our cast went there and performed, and they were all doing their own takes, which didn't even end up making the commercial. But if you know me, I do not cry hardly ever. I didn't even realize I still had tear ducts. It takes a lot to make me cry. Usually it's a movie, but not ever like personal things. Like I can go to a funeral and just be sitting there and be like at peace with the fact that the person has passed on and that they're going to be in a better place and stuff. But I won't cry or sob. But I watched my team, and I was watching them up there, and they all looked so beautiful and so happy and so comfortable in their own skin. And I just got so emotional, and I started crying, and then Nicole started crying. Everybody was crying because there was a time that Nicole was so afraid to even get on camera. Like I remember a time, sorry Nicole for me saying this, but there was a day that she cried when we were shooting a video that didn't actually end up making the final the episode. She cried because she had to be in it, and she just didn't feel comfortable or confident. And so when I watched her get up there and perform, if someone had walked into that room, they would have never known that Nicole is a makeup artist that's used to being behind the scenes. They would have been like, she's a performer that's been doing this since she was 8 years old. It was the craziest thing to watch. It's like when you are a gymnastics coach and you watch the kid do a round up back handspring for the first time, or watch a kid swim for the first time, or what I would imagine it feels like to watch your child crawl for the first time. It was such a surreal experience, and I looked at every single person, and they don't even look like the same people anymore. The confidence that they have as a group is just so amazing. And for me to even be a part of that, and the person that brought all these people together and made us be a family, was just such an overwhelming thing. And I just got chills, and I just started crying, and it was awesome. And I'm just so proud of each and every one of them.
Nino, what about you?
It's just like Todrick. This actually has nothing to do with the episodes. But I think I mentioned this before as we were talking. But it's you just living your dream, or all of you guys living your dream, and it's being documented and shown to the world that it's possible to want to succeed. It's possible if you have a dream and you keep on pushing, and you just keep on going, and you try to make things work. It's gonna happen, and you're living proof of that. All of you guys are living proof of that. And I think that's why your toddlers are so attached to you, because they see it happening. They see you from YouTube. They see where you came from. They see the adversities you go through, and then now you're here on TV. Yeah, it's wonderful. I love it.
Thank you.
For me, my favorite moment was when Von Zell got to sing. I was like, "You go, girl." I was like, "You get it." But also, aside from the show, just to you, Todrick, I remember when I saw Cirque du Soleil. And I remember sitting there watching it and thinking, I said this on the show before, I was just in awe of how you were able to translate your videos onto a stage. And I was like, I suddenly turned into like that boy's good. He got talent.
Come on, coming to America.
like I was just in awe, and I was like, wow, like he is like amazing. And then to like see the show and see the people who support you and who are there for you and who are up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and running around doing things, like it really shows that when you have a great support system and you are very talented, like things can happen. You know what I mean? And as long as you have that perseverance and keep moving forward and don't let things get you down, like things can happen. So when you had your show announced, I was like, look at him. Oh, look at the thing is just growing up. Look at him.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
No, you guys should be just very proud of like everything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have you thought of your favorite moment yet?
Oh my gosh, I it's so many. Like
There's so many.
It's so many. Like I don't even want to start crying because you know I will.
Aww.
Go through them all Thursday.
We've literally bonded so much through this experience. Ooh,
it started.
Oh.
Take a sip of water now.
Can we get a
I'm
close
gonna hold
up?
it together, but
Let it go.
I think I say it all the time. I just remember, you know, that time after doing the Starbucks shuffle up and down Hollywood Boulevard and just sitting with you in at your apartment, where I think it was Jay Kodish's apartment, and we're just talking about like, what did you want to do coming out here to LA? And you're like, I want to be an artist and I want to inspire people, and just to see how much it's evolved from just running up and down the street on a little crappy camera and to like now you're on TV. You know, I don't know, it's just like I'm just watching you check off your list, and I'm watching you be infectious to so many people, and I'm getting to see the people who pioneered the way, like for even us to be here, like the people from back home and from New York and all of these different lives, and you're like the glue that holds us all together. And I just feel like a part of this brotherhood that's like gonna be eternal, and I'm really, really grateful to just, I don't know, just be a part of Toddy's world and and learn so much and grow so much and just learn how to love, you know, genuinely, because that was like something that was really, really foreign to me, to just to be naked in front of these people that I may not have known my whole life, but to be close to them and to share my most intimate moments and to genuinely love these people and feel like we can conquer the world. Like Team Toddy has done that for me, and I'm just so grateful to even be a part of it.
Love you.
Come on.
Y'all tried to get me.
It's still coming out.
No, I feel that way too. It's crazy. I feel like a parent. I literally feel like I have kids, which is insane. I never would have thought that I felt that way, but all of them have at some point lived at my house and stayed there. Almost every single person that's
Still
on the team. Chester was only supposed to be with me for 1 month in November, like 3 years ago. And he still never left. And I'm never going to get rid of him because it's just like what this group of people have done is like come and believed in somebody who at that point there was no statistics to back up a reason why they should stay up all night to believe in me. They were people that legitimately just believed like there's something special about this kid that I should back up. And it's so important. I tell people all the time, there are people that I don't work with because they're like, I don't work for free, or I don't do this, or what's...
No, you're good. No, you're good.
And we've all worked for free. I will sing at anything for anybody who's a true friend of mine for free, or go to their events and stuff, because I think that's the way you build relationships. And if you believe in someone, it's a difference between you just working for free for someone you don't believe in and they're just making money and you're not. But if you believe in the path that someone is taking and that one day it's going to help you, or even if it doesn't help you, if you just think it's the nice thing to do, I think anybody out there who's watching should adapt that type of work ethic and that lifestyle, because I think it's so important. And some of the greatest gifts I've been given are things that I donated my time to, and some of the greatest contacts that I've made are people that I've 100% donated my all my time and energy and talents to. And I just want to say one more thing, that recently being on television has like opened my eyes so much. Me going on tour and meeting all these kids, thousands upon thousands of kids. I meet almost any kid that wants to meet me after my concerts. It doesn't matter if I just sit there for 2 hours or 3 hours, because I'm so grateful for anybody who watches the videos. Unlike being on Glee or Scream Queens or something like that, no offense to those actors, but I had to work so hard to get each and every person to know who I was and eat ramen noodles and get my car repossessed and be broke. And I mean, there are times even now where I'm like, I can't even afford to get a pizza because I'm going to spend every dime of money that I have to make these videos. I'm just
I'll
keeping
sponsor a pizza for you.
Please do. We will take it.
Y'all let me know.
And it's important for people to know that, because people think that because you're on television, this is me being really real right now. We work our butts off. We work really hard, but all of us are broke all the time and working our butts off to make our dreams come true even still. And doesn't matter what happens with this TV show, if it runs for 10 seasons or if this is the only season we ever have, like, we will still continue to be working and like fine-tuning our craft and trying to make a name for ourselves. And I think that's important for people that are watching it to know. And I've also decided lately, because my eyes have been open to this industry and how difficult it is, not just for African American people, but people of all different ethnicities, and women, and people who are homosexual or anywhere in the LGBTQ rainbow. And so I have decided to make it my mission to make sure that everything that I do, everything that I touch is like so diverse and represents people of so many different walks of life and different ethnicities, different sexualities, different sizes, different shapes, different, like backgrounds, whatever it is. I want to represent those people, and I think that being on this show has let me realize my greater purpose in life. I wanted to come here and sing songs and just be on the radio, and now I've realized that like destiny has called me to do something like much greater than that, and I'm so happy to like carry that torch and be the YouTube Rosa Parks and like trailblaze, even if it means we have less views or less successful or have to ask you to buy pizza for us. It's so important.
I have to say this right before we wrap up or before we continue. There was comments mentioned about Tiger Lily being Caucasian, and you answered back, and it made my life, because you were saying I like to cast colorblind. I don't see colors. There's a black Peter Pan. There's a black Captain Hook. That just makes it so much like that. That just speaks so much for diversity in casting. Or where people, minorities, don't necessarily get the roles or they want to try out for, or they want to go for, because they're not the fit, they're not the type. But you opening up these doors and you giving these people chances is amazing. And I just want to say personally, thank you for starting a movement.
Thank you very much.
Because I'm gonna have a chance very soon too. I feel it in my spirit. I've always been low key Team Toddy. I've actually kind of realized that. I've been low-key Team Toddy. I haven't been around for shoots, but you called me and let me know what you need.
And you've helped us cast a lot of things and crossed a lot of T's and dotted a lot of I's for us, and we appreciate it.
All you gotta do is let me know. There have been mornings where I laid in bed and anytime I saw Todrick or Chester, I'm like, okay, they need something. and I always say, give me 5 minutes and I'll get right back to you.
And you always do. And I appreciate you so much.
Because I know how Team Toddy works. You got to be on it. You can't call back the next day because you'll miss your opportunity.
Right.
It's hocus brocus.
But it wasn't the next day though. You were there.
I missed it by just a hair. Now, really quick, I know we have to wrap, but everyone in the chat has asked, will there be a Todrick MTV tour that's going to happen?
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know if there's going to be a Todrick MTV tour, but I already have humongous plans for next year's summer tour, and I think people are going to love it, and I'm going to go all out more than I did for Twerk the Soleil or the Toddler's Ball or Twerk the Halls. It's going to be something that I'm so proud to do, and I can't tell people the theme yet, but I'm working on it, and it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be beat.
Wait, can I find out?
I can tell you after.
They're like, can I?
You can keep your mouth shut.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay. Don't tell me because I can't hold water. I'm gonna tell somebody, and I always tell them, if I tell you this, you can't tell nobody, and that's how everybody else find out. So don't tell me. I'll wait and see it next summer.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here. I truly, truly appreciate it. And it's been a pleasure having you guys come in, and definitely a pleasure recapping MTV's Todrick. Before we go, starting with ThurZday, let them know where they can find you on social media.
All social media as It's ThurZday, ITS_THURZDAY.
And Chester?
I am at Chester Lockhart on everything, including Craigslist.
Now, if they don't know where they can find you on social media, Todrick, please let them know.
I'm at Toddy Rockstar on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. You can find me at Toddy Rockstar, and I'm also on Snapchat recently, and I'm having fun with that. So
okay, I deleted mine, but okay, get your life.
And once again, for the last time, guys, it's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And catch me live tonight at 9 o'clock for Crazy Ex-Girlfriend from CW.
Ooh.
And of course, you guys can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. Thank you guys for tuning in to this season of MTV's Todrick. And if you want a season 2, you make sure you tweet and write to MTV and let them know that we need a season 2, and we also need a full hour. Hashtag Todrick MTV 2 full hour. Woo! Hopefully we'll see you guys next time for Todrick MTV season 2. Yay!
That's a wrap, y'all.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.